problems. Now, one of the earliest tales that shows this is a tale of Candylus and Gyges in Herodotus' histories. Now, Candylus was a king, and he had a beautiful wife, and he really desired her. And his friend, bodyguard, Gyges, he was always telling Gyges about his wife's beauty. And Gyges would listen obediently, and eventually Candylus began to wonder if he really believed him. And so he proposes that Gyges hide behind the door in his wife's bedroom at night, and when she gets ready for bed, he can see her naked and her beauty, therefore. Well, Gyges, of course, does not want to do this. This is totally immoral, and he begs the king not to have him do this. But the king insists. So Gyges is forced to go hide behind the door, and he does. The queen comes in, undresses, and gets to bed, and Gyges slips out of the room. But she sees him. So, quiet, she waits overnight, then the next day or so, she calls Gyges to her and she says, "You have seen what you should not have. Now you have two choices. You can kill the king and become king, or you will die." Well, he chooses the first, so he kills Candylus and he becomes king. Now the point of the story is that she has all the power. She is the beautiful one. She has the power, not the king's as it should be. And this is the problem. Now, later on, Greeks began to realize this problem, and a good example of this is Xenophon's book, In the Education of Cyrus. Now, there's a scene where Cyrus has taken a city, and they found this beautiful woman in the city. And so his men are holding her as a gift to Cyrus. Now, a childhood friend of Cyrus's, Erasmus, comes to him, Cyrus, and tells him, "Oh, they have this beautiful woman, and she is just absolutely beautiful, and Cyrus needs to come see her." And at this point, Cyrus says, "Well, if she's as beautiful as you say, I should not go see her, because then she would put her spell over me and have her way with me. I have too much to be doing at this point that I don't need a distraction like that." Oh, and Erasmus shrugs it off and says, "Well, I find that hard to believe that a men like yourself and myself, who have such strong will, would allow something like that to happen to us." And Cyrus goes on about his business with the campaign. Later on, we find out that Erasmus has fallen for the beautiful woman, and she's beginning to feel threatened by his demands. So she sends her maid to Cyrus to tell him what the situation is. And Cyrus sends a letter back to Erasmus saying, "The woman is yours if she is willing." And now, when Erasmus receives the message, he becomes very ashamed of his actions, because he knows he's been, it's been revealed that he has fallen for her. Now, Cyrus confronts him and says, okay, it is Cyrus's fault because he put him in the situation. But Erasmus learns a lesson now. He learns a lesson about the power of beauty and how one must be careful when dealing with it. Now, an interesting